Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Friday, June 13th. It is 6:14 right now. We got market opening up in about 16 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. We'll get started for our analysis for today. All right, as people start to join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up Kodi over here. All right, we are on the 15 going down to the 10-minute. And back down to the 1 minute here. All right, looks good. So guys, good morning everybody. Today is Friday, June 13th. Happy Friday, everyone. It is 6:18 right now. We got market opening up in about 12 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up my levels. If you guys didn't see the my daily breakdown over here, I got everything marked up here. So basically, I'm going to get on a little earlier than usual. Pretty much every morning, I'm going to be putting together this whole packet of all of the information for the market for the day. And I'm going to go ahead and mark up my levels right here, my key levels. And these are the news events for today. So for today at 8, these are Eastern time. So about 7 o'clock, we have the Michigan consumer sentiment. I think that's the thing, right? Yeah. 7 o'clock, we got Michigan consumer sentiment. Believe we have the Fed speaking later, 10 o'clock, and then pretty much all day today, the Middle East geopolitical headlines. So I'm going to go ahead and start marking up my levels here now. So, Yeah, so for today, we have three big key drivers. We have the geopolitical tensions that are happening between Israel and Iran. If you guys didn't see the news from yesterday, Israel bombed Iran. Iran's going to react to that. We have Fed Governor Bowman's speech, having a speech later today, and then we have the Michigan consumer sentiment data at 7 o'clock. Looking over here, so I'm going to go ahead and start marking up my levels. So my first major resistance is going to be up here. I'm gonna go on the 5 minutes. It's gonna be easier for me to mark this up. 42,990. So I'll be looking for a possible sweep up there. Then we got 42,773. This is gonna be my 42,600. So I'm basically using these as confluences for my sell points. Two 500. Forty-two 189. Two thousand. This is gonna be the and the bear target's gonna be down here. 41,850. All right, so looking at that so far, guys, these are the key technical levels for today. So if you guys didn't see, I put together basically a packet. So every month I'm going to start putting out these packets out. We're just gonna have like a monthly breakdown of like what YM's looking like so that you guys have an idea of what to focus on. What I started to realize over this year is that you really have to understand what's going on with these assets because there's so much stuff going on behind the scenes, not necessarily just technicals, but the macro aspect of it. Like, for example, today, we're currently in a bearish market and you want to be cautious for sell rallies because of what happened last night, right? So every morning I'm going to put together these packets, and if you guys want to look at them, it's going to have all the key levels on here. So it's going to have all the key levels, the key zones to look at, possible playbooks if you guys are looking for like the traditional strategies, and scenarios that may play out. So I'll put these together every month. So we're already in June. At the end of this month, I'll put together the one for July. Every week I'll put out this newsletter for the week of the month. And then every morning, I'm going to put together this little packet to understand what to look at. Because a lot of this stuff, initially or for the longest time, I didn't really have to like look at what was going on in the market. I kind of just got on and I traded. But then I realized that over time, like especially this year, everything is news driven, right? So you have to really know what's going on behind the scenes to kind of have an idea of like where to trade and what you're looking to trade. So we're going to be trading the same way, but I'm going to be putting out these packets so that you guys have an understanding of like what's going on and that you have some sort of bias with trading. Like for example, today I'm probably going to look mainly for some sells because of what happened last night. So I'll probably look for price to push up, get around this area over here, and then possibly catch a sweep around this area right here, and then ride that down for MPS V2, right? So for example, if I had a sell bias here, um, the MPS V2 would have played out perfect right here, right? Because we have a sell bias, sell signal, retracement, confirmation. This MPS V2 would have been perfect. So today I'm mainly going to look for some sells because, like I said, the bias for today is bearish because of what happened yesterday with regard to the news. So I'll try to keep doing this. I'm gonna get on a little earlier to kind of mark this up because we should really have an idea of like what to look at. And this is posted in the Discord. So if you guys are on the Discord, if you guys aren't on the Discord, just make sure to go to the Discord. I'm gonna post it every morning in the announcements, and then I'll post it in the team chat as well. It's right here. If you guys want to download it, it's a full PDF, pretty much. I took a deep dive into AI, guys. So like I'm having AI kind of help me put this information together so that we have a general idea of like what to look at. So I'll put this up there if you guys want it, feel free to go on the Discord and grab the PDF from there. But anyways, so we have that there. We have a couple of zones right here. I don't think I'm going to mark up the zone specifically, or I guess I could. Let's see. So 42,600 or 42,700. Let's mark these up here so you guys have an idea of like where the sell-offs may start to happen. So I'll look at that as an aggressive sell zone. 4,200, 42. So 42, 100. I mean, all this stuff kind of lines up with the zones that I already drew anyways. Okay. So I got everything marked up here, guys. Market is now open. So we are going to be looking for possible sells for today. All right, so we got liquidity down here that got triggered. Basically, a sweep happened down here. Let me just mark up the entries that possibly came up for the day. So we had MPSV2 that came up right here. We have a sweep that happened from down here. Now MPSV2, which is currently running to the upside right there. This is an MPSV2 that pushed, I mean, obviously this big spike here on open. Like I said, I would probably be looking for possible sells here, mainly. Pre-market spike right here. So according to my packet for the day, probably max risk that we should be taking is about 20 to 30 points per trade. So we'll keep our TP stop loss around 20 to 30. Um, so looking over here, guys, we have three news events to look out for. We have Michigan consumer sentiment, Fed Bowman speaking, and Middle East geopolitical headlines. Obviously, what happened yesterday. So I'll be looking at that stuff here. Our bias for today's bearish, cautious sell rallies. Key drivers are going to be geopolitical tensions, pre-market volatility, and Fed Bowman. Sentiment today is risk off. Headlines are driving safe haven flows. So like it's not really going to be a safe market today, like we said. There's going to be a possible sell zone right here. If you guys are looking to take a possible sweep, sweep zone could possibly, or a sweep could possibly happen around here. It's a little tricky though. So I don't know if I would take the specific sweep here. I probably would look for MPSV2 to come back down from this area. Looks like the sweep already happened right there at these sessions. Price can actually get into the sell zone right here. Got close to it, but not quite. Rashida's asking, Sean, is your ninja working? Yeah, mine seems to be working fine. I haven't executed any trades yet, but it does seem to be working on my end. So huge sell-off right there, guys. Pretty much what we anticipated. Like I said, I'm mainly looking for sells today. Oh, weird. Rashida said hers won't even open. I know there was an update. The weird thing was I updated it and then it said there was another update. So I'm not sure if there's a second update or my Ninja's messed up. But I'm logged into it right now. So I'm logged into it. I'm looking for entries to get into, but I'm not, there's no issues with it. I do have a couple problems with it though, like with the rollover issue. Yeah, Shivam said I reverted to the previous Ninja. Latest one was causing issues. Okay, so it might have been the new Ninja Rashida. So you might have to revert back to it like what Shivam did. I'm currently on, I mean, I don't even know which one I'm on right now, but I did update it once. All right, we have a possible MPS V2 setting up right here, guys. I'm going to be careful today. You know, like we talked about earlier, guys, I'm going to be careful because there's a lot of geopolitical tensions. Like if Iran decides to bomb Israel, which they're going to bomb Israel, we just don't know when. Um, yeah, a couple of breaking news events over here. It says Israel-Iran strikes likely just the opening salvo as region and markets brace for what's going to come next. So Iran launched more than 100 drones towards Israel territory Friday morning following Israel's overnight missile attack. Pretty much all stocks fell. Looks like right here, oil supplies went crazy too. So I think the price of oil went up pretty heavily. And yeah, Trump over here says Trump urges Iran to reach nuclear deal before there's nothing left. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. So there's an MPS V2 setting up right here, guys. If anybody is looking to take it, it's going to be right here for a sell. It's got to close below this area down here, though. So in order for there to be an MPS V2, we need it to close below this point right here. It's not down there yet. Yeah, so in order for us to get an MPS V2, guys, it has to close below this level right here. It looks like another sweep happened right here off the liquidity. It's lower level right here, actually. So there's sweeps happening. Volatility is really high right now. It's just I'm being very cautious because of everything that's going on, of course. So no MPS V2 there. We did get a sweep. So you guys can see over here, this is kind of similar to what I was talking about yesterday. Um, we've been getting a lot of these overlapping entries, right? Sweep, sweep. Looks like price is like in a range right now. So looking at this so far, price is pretty much in a range between these two levels. So price is pushing away from it, but it's coming right back down. So there goes a consolidation range right there on the 1 minute time frame. Looking over here on the 30-minute time frame, we're also getting a consolidation range right here between basically the value high and the point of control. So yeah, price is going back and forth between these areas right here. Just got to be careful. I mean, there's no entries here anyway, so there's nothing that we necessarily are looking for. What I'm probably going to look for here is or I'm probably not going to take it, but I'm going to look for it. There's possibly going to be a MPS V2 to the upside. So we got a sweep right here down below. Now we might get a possible MPS V2 to the upside from here. So sweep from this point, MPS V2 back up, and then possibly another sweep from right here. Gotta keep looking though. So again, guys, just another reminder, I'm going to be posting basically these packets, a monthly packet, a weekly packet, and a daily packet. If you guys are in the Discord or if you guys want to be in the Discord, I'm posting the packets on here. So basically right here in the announcements and in the team chat, I posted up the monthly analysis breakdown for June 2025, June week one. On Sunday, I'm going to post a new one for June week two. And then for this one over here is for the day, June 13th. So these are what the packets look like. I just want to show you guys real quick. So this is what the monthly packet looks like. It gives you a technical and macro analysis. So this gives you analysis based on what the technicals are looking like. It also gives you analysis based on what the fundamentals are looking like, aka the news. So this is what the month looks like for June. Basically, I have everything pretty much marked up here. And this is completely free, guys. I don't know how long I'll keep it free because this is a lot of work for me to do. But I'm gonna give it to you guys for free, at least for a while. If you guys like it, I'll keep building. I'll keep putting these together and sending them out. So every month I'm gonna send you a summary of the market, basically the news events that are gonna be coming up for the month. The key news events right here, of course, CPI, NFP, GDP, etc. And then I'll give you the major zones, pretty much all the support levels, all the resistance levels, basically the indicator tools right here as well. The basic ones to show you like where the numbers are at. and then specific entry areas that you guys would be looking for. So quantified trade models. If you guys got in a little late today, I kind of took a deep dive in AI. So basically, I'm using AI to help me identify areas for entries. So areas where a high probable entries will happen, and then basically how to, take on the month. So this is what it looks like for the month. It's only about 4 pages. So if you want to see what's going on for the month of June and prepare for that month in general, this is what it's going to look like. I posted in the Discord. And then every week, I'm going to do the same thing, but a deeper analysis. So this is what the week looks like. This is June week one. Kind of similar, but a little more dialed in, right? With the macro and technical summary here, basically all the numbers are at, key support levels, key resistance, weekly trend, all that stuff. The news coming up for this week, key levels to buy and sell from, high probability setups. These are just like basic setups, but obviously we have our own strategies. And yeah, that's what the month looks like or the week. And then every day I'm going to have this as well. So you guys can see I'm basically doing a top-down analysis with all the data that we have. I'm doing a top-down analysis of all the news, top-down analysis of the technicals, resistance levels, buy zones, sell zones, etc. And then every morning I'll be marking them up on the chart here as well. So you can see over here, I have a big sell zone right here. This is an aggressive sell zone. So with this area right here, I'll be looking for price to possibly get to my liquidity, and I'll take a sweep from up here. Also, what I'll be looking for is a possible sweep into an MPSV2 back into this range. That's what I'll be looking for. So I'm using these as confluences, not necessarily as strategies or specific entries, but I'm using these to take my sweeps and my MPSV2s properly. So I know exactly where to enter from. I'm not entering too early or too late. Um, yeah, so I have the sell zones up here. I have the buy zones way down here. I'm not really looking to take buys today for the most part. I'm looking for sells because of the news that came up. Also, I'll give you guys a range of like what your TP stop loss should look like. So over here on the daily breakdown, right here for risk management, I put max risk 20 to 30 points per trade. This is how much you should be risking, less than 1%, and just specific scenarios that you can be looking at. And again, guys, that's posted in the Discord. So just make sure to hop in there. It's gonna be posted every morning. So just get up early in the morning before the market opens and then pull it up. All the numbers and levels will be on there for you guys. All right, so let's see. Yeah, no problem, Chris. Yeah, Brock said, thank you so much on always giving extra. This is great content for those of you who know how to use it. Shabam said, I do like these PDFs. You're doing clean stuff. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys. It's going to be beneficial for all of us, right? Like I'm giving it out to you guys, but I'm going to be using the data. It's not like I'm just giving you random information. Like this information is going to be super, super useful because we'll have better areas to be looking for. Like we're not just going to be trading in these random areas, right? Like these random chop areas. What I realized over this whole year is everything is news driven, right? It's not like the normal market where you can kind of just hop on and trade. What I realize is that I have to know what's going on. Like I have to know what news events are going on, what's important, what economic events are going on, how do the previous economic events from yesterday are affecting today. So I basically created, and this is all proprietary, so I'm not going to share this information with you specifically, but I created my own AI to produce me this information. Like what I'm doing is I'm pulling information from AI and then I'm putting that into a formula that can generate me this whole breakdown of everything. So like basically I go into the market, I pull the information, I pull the data, the like pretty much all these specific numbers that are up here and all the news events. And then I put all that information into my AI and then my AI will pretty much spit out this report for me. So everything here is like pretty much key because I pulled all this information already. Um, and then now you have an idea of like what to look at. Don't use these as specific like entry points, guys. Use these as confluences. It's because the thing is like we've been getting screwed for the past like 3 months, guys. So like, I've been having like break even for like April, made a small profit for May, and then June. I've been kind of been back and forth. I've been making slight profit, but not a lot of what I'm used to. And it's because the news here is kind of like screwing up my trades, right? So yeah, for the most part, we're applying the same strategies. We're just using this data as confluence and tools for us to identify where to take entries and where not to. So looking at this right here, we have a possible NPSV2. This could be a possible entry right here down below. If the NPSV2 does come up, we can look for this to push down lower. And if it pushes down really low, my buy zones are going to be way down here. So I'm not really looking to take buys. I'm looking to maybe chase this sell lower. So we have a possible NPSV2 right here if price ends up closing below this area down here. Okay. 42, 199. There's no entry there yet. Again, we're looking for the NPSV2 to close below here. It's got to close below this area down here in order for it to be an NPSV2. Again, I need this to for sure close below it. It can't be like this where price is kind of bouncing back and forth. And again, no close right there, possibly another sweep. Yeah, possibly another sweep right there off the same level. So again, we need price to close below this area down here in order for it to be an NPSV2. So it looks like another sweep right there. This is what I just talked about earlier, guys. We've been having a lot of these back-to-back sweeps. So sweep, sweep, no NPSV2 in between. Ideally, what I'd like to see here is I like price to kind of push up a little bit and then sweep from up here. I'm mainly looking for sells today. I don't really want to look for buys. All right, we got price coming back down right here. We got news at 7 o'clock, guys. This candle's a little too big. I don't think I could take this here for a sweep. If you guys want to take it, sorry, NPSV2. There's an NPSV2 currently running right there. The candle was a little big though. I mean, it looks like it's going to hit, but there was an issue with that candle size right there. We do have news coming up at 7 o'clock right here. I'm not in this NPSV2. I am following it though, just for you guys to see. The pattern didn't really play out how I wanted it to. I wanted there to be a sweep like somewhere up here. I was looking for a possible sweep and then NPSV2. Same with this right here. I was looking for a possible sweep, then NPSV2 the other way. So there is an NPSV2 currently running right here. There's just not very many confluences around this area. The candle ended up closing below, but it ended up closing really big. So the candles is considered too big for me if the candle is bigger than my stop loss. So if my stop loss is right here, then I tend to skip it because what happens a lot of times is price will retrace up to fill the candle. So full TP right there on the NPSV2, if anybody caught that. Looks like some of you guys here caught it. So nice work on that, guys. I know Sam caught it. I didn't even have to look at the chat. Nice work, Sam. I'm catching that right there in Brock. So this is what I was looking for. I was looking for this setup. There's no drawdown. The only problem with the setup is that it came down at the last second and the candle was a little too big. But again, I'm mainly looking here for sells. Price is pushing down lower to this area over here. Um, so the bear target right here is going to be pretty low. 4,200. There's still a ways to go down, guys. Nice, Barack caught it. Yeah, can't. Christian said candle's too big, but of course it hits TP. All right, we'll be looking for the next opportunity. I'm gonna clean this up as price continues to drop lower. I think my VWAP prediction here is almost to its target. Let's see. So the VWAP prediction over here was 42,600 or 42,600 to 42,400. See. Yeah, so I saw this earlier and I was like, damn, I should have taken it. I just got the the setup right here as I generated the report. It looks like it's about to come down right now. Where was it at? 42,400. Yeah, it's done already. Or almost. Yeah, it just hit. So this thing hit pretty crazy. Like the yeah, so see this intro right here, guys? If you guys look over here at my breakdown, so I have this setup over here. Like I said, I'm using AI, so the AI is helping me identify right here the VWAP fade short. Entry here at 42,600, exit at 42,400 is a 200 point move right there, full TP with no drawdown. I mean, a little bit of drawdown, but huge move right there. I generated this report at like before 5:30, so around like 5:20 over here, I generated the report. And then I had opportunity to enter right here at 5:35. I was thinking about it, but I didn't enter. And then this thing came all the way down right there. Huge 200 point move. This stuff's not always gonna work, but it's cool to see it actually play out. Because I printed this out. I don't know if there's a timestamp on here. No, there's no timestamp, but yeah, basically every morning I'm gonna put this out around 5 o'clock, 5:30, and then there'll be some certain setups here. Possible bounce area over here too. We also have news at 7 o'clock. So possible bounce areas right here, but I'm not really looking to take any buys from here. Yeah, definitely. David said, Sean, good morning. Thanks for sharing these PDF files. God bless you all for all your work and knowledge. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's helpful for me because now I'll get input. I'll put these PDFs out and then, if you guys have any input on it, just let me know because I'm always looking to improve. Um, like I literally took a pretty deep dive. I was working like around the clock yesterday. This is actually the first these are the first reports that I printed out or that I produced. Um, the thing is, I did so much research yesterday to figure out like what news events to follow, what technicals are actually important, like what do I need to like what's important in the market that I need to actually pay attention to. And I put all this information. I put like you guys won't believe I was on the mark. I was pretty much on my computer for the entire day yesterday, trying to figure out what information to keep in my documents. So I got a pretty good amount of information there. And then now I built a system to generate these reports for me. So every morning, all I got to do is I got to pull up the specific data. And then once I pull up the specific data, I put it into this AI that I created, and then it spits out this. I'm going to try to get on earlier. I think I'm going to try to get on at 5 o'clock now because, I mean, this would have been an amazing trade right here for that sell. That's a crazy sell. I mean, it's something that I would probably take on like a lower risk account. Or I'll just take it on an Apex account and just take it with a smaller contract size. Because if I would have taken that trade right there, let me see, I'll do the math. Yeah, if I would have taken that trade right there, like even with just one contract, that's still 5,000 right there. That's a one contract trade. It's crazy. Pretty much like a set and forget type entry too. All right. I think what I'm gonna do too is, well, I need to get the hang of like producing these PDFs. Once I get the hang of producing the PDFs, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to make basically analysis videos. So at the beginning of each month, I'll probably make an analysis video of the month, and I'll make an analysis video each week. Not every day, of course. We'll have our live sessions in the morning, but I'll probably make a video for the YouTube monthly and weekly, just so that you guys understand this stuff more. And it helps me understand it too. When I'm explaining it to you guys, like what these numbers mean and what the bias is and stuff like that, it helps me understand stuff so that I can implement it better into the market. So just look out for that, guys. I haven't recorded a YouTube video in maybe like years, like a regular video. So I'm gonna have to probably put that together. Or maybe I can create an AI that could generate the video for me. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, AI is crazy, guys. If you guys understand how to use AI is really the future. Like initially I was kind of old school with trading. I figured, okay, I can just do trading on my own. But now that I've kind of figured out how to use AI to my advantage, I think we're gonna have a big upper hand compared to people who aren't using AI for trading. Because you can do everything with AI. It's like my mind's freaking blown how many things you can do with AI. It's great. Like if you know how to put together a system and then you have the AI help you and it just gets smarter. Here's the cool thing with my AI too. It just gets smarter every time. So I'm actually creating this whole quant system with AI where it's going to pull all this data. Every time I put data into my AI, it's going to get smarter and smarter and smarter. And then, like these strategies over here that it's generating, it's going to give me even better entries. So it's just going to keep getting smarter over time. Yeah, exactly. Shivam said basically you have 500 employees doing the legwork at a fraction of the cost. Just need your input, basically. Yeah, literally, that's literally what it is, like what Shivam said. Like, in order for someone to generate a PDF like this would typically take a lot of people to do it because someone's going to have to look up the news events, someone's going to have to analyze the news events, someone's going to have to pull up the levels. The thing is, like, you have to pull up the indicators yourself. Like, you have to, I kind of did it myself over here. I don't even know if it's on here anymore. No, it's not. I took everything off, but like, I tried to do it by hand last night. And I was like, dude, this takes forever. I had like 15 indicators on there. I had like five moving averages, RSI, MACD, all this stuff. Um, and I was like, there's no way I can do this analysis by myself every morning. So that's why I put the AI together to do it for me. Yeah, Shivam said, yeah, doing insane transformation projects with AI. They've reduced the workforce by over 225 people. We're down to 52, all because of AI. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. It's pretty crazy. Like, people always talk about AI, like, but they don't really understand how like strong AI is. So I'm hoping like that I continue to build the brain for my AI and it'll help us out in the long run. So there's no other entries here right now. There's A++ that are coming up. There's an A++ that came up right here. I mean, this is probably a good time to take these A++ setups because of I mean, the volatility is really high though, so it's a little tricky. But there's an A++ account right here. I think this is the one that Sam took. Yeah, Sam actually got out of this A++ in 2 minutes. So I think this is there's A++ entries that are coming up. The problem is that there's like really big retracement sometimes. I mean, they're hitting though for the sells right there. Yeah, Stern said same here. I'm building playbooks in AI. And Shivam said this is the surface. Imagine in the next 3 years. Yeah, because the system that I started to build yesterday, guys, it was crazy. I started building it like and there's no entries right now, so don't worry, guys. Nothing to look at. I'm looking for sells anyway, so until we get that retracement back up, I'm looking for an NPSV2 back down. But the damn, look at this big this news. Sorry. I was like, what's that big spike right there? But it's news right here at 7 o'clock. Yeah. So there goes the news right there. I'm gonna mark up news price. So I think my AI over here gave me some like details on the news for today too. So it says avoid chasing breakouts without confirmation. I think we had a news. It might be on the weekly. Check the weekly over here. So if you look at my PDFs, guys, the macro stuff is more detailed on the monthly and the weekly. The daily stuff is kind of like not as important. I mean, it's important to look at the levels, but if you want to see how price reacts to certain news events, pull up the weekly or the yeah, so like right here. Let me check the data real quick. Here, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask my AI to analyze Michigan consumer sentiment data. Oh fuck. Analyze by technical and macro. Let's go back to the charts. It's still gonna be a sell regardless. So analyze and provide technical and macro analysis. It's just like really understanding what to ask the AI. Analyze and provide technical and macro analysis of June 13, United States, Michigan consumer sentiment. Okay. So basically, let's see preliminary shows. Macro backdrops mixed, inflation pressures are high. I mean, there's a lot of information here. I don't even know. I'm gonna have to train my AI to be a little more detailed with regard to it's too much information. Um, so I'm getting like I got a breakdown of like a lot of the stuff here, but it was unchanged. So the May final reading was unchanged from previous month. And it says, I'm just trying to figure out like how we could use this data, but the data is not like a huge news event. The Michigan consumer sentiment isn't like CPI or PPI, but there's not really yeah, I gotta figure out like a better prompt. I gotta have like so what I typically have is I have a prompt that's already set up and I just changed it. I just changed the date of the question or whatever. But yeah, the Michigan consumer sentiment basically just it just says that it's mainly balanced. So that's why we're not seeing too much of a movement here. The news event happened right here at 7 o'clock. Push price a little bit up, but then it's kind of just going back and forth. It's not one of those news events that really spikes price. It's really just watching to see how price now reacts to it. So we had a buy signal here, which came up. I'm now looking for a sell signal to come up for an MPSV2 back to the downside. Other than that, not really much else to take here right now. The only problem with AI too is that AI, so I mean, it's pretty smart right now, but it's not good at pulling like live data. So I think what I did here is I had to provide the actual, or what I should have did is I should have provided the actual Michigan consumer sentiment number. Right, this is what I'm going to do. Michigan, June 13, 2025. Yeah, 25. All right, I just asked the AI a little different. So I basically gave the AI a prompt. Strong surprise to the upside. So in summary, so it's good for the market, basically. Yeah, I want level by level entries. All right. That's super far off. I mean, it's not far off, but it's giving me, so I basically asked my AI like, how should we use this data to take entries? I think it's giving me like swing entries. So like the entries are like super far below. To get 38,000. Let me see. Price is 42,375. Okay. So it's getting smarter. I keep asking it questions and it's getting smarter. Yeah, Kim is asking which AI am I using? I'm using ChatGPT 4, but I mean I have my own GPT that I put together, so it's not exactly, I mean it's based off the ChatGPT uh model, but I create my own little GPT within it. So it's like smarter because it only focuses mainly on like, trading stuff. So I mean you can create your own GPTs. They're not super hard to create, but they're also not super easy because you could there's so much information on the web. Whoops. There's so much information on the web that you might get like bad info or bad output. But yeah, that's for the most part what I'm using. So anyways, it's shown that there's like buy levels around here. It says so like aggressive long pullback entry be at like 42,280, which makes sense because it's going to be these sweep areas right here. So basically there may be a possible sweep around these areas right here. Um yeah, down here. Yeah, Seren said we are looking into DeepSeek and Google AI. Yeah, I started using DeepSeek and OpenAI as well, Seren, because I need the API for it to pull the data for me. So right now I'm currently pulling the data manually, for my I'm pulling the data manually for these PDFs, but in the future I'm basically automating all this stuff. It gets expensive. Like once you start to open an account with OpenAI, the AI is really expensive, guys. Like in order for you guys to do this stuff, I'm spending a lot of money to well in a sense it's a lot of money because I'm paying it up front, but instead of paying an employee, you're you're kind of balancing it. So like instead of me hiring somebody to do this analysis for me, I'm basically just paying AI to do it, but then I gotta pay for, to actually do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, starting to say, yep, you build a framework. And yeah, the sell here is looking good too, Shapam. I'm going to be looking to take the sell here with you guys. It closes. Gotcha, nice. Yeah, Stern said he has Grant connected to OpenAI. Yeah, I think over this weekend I'm probably going to do more of a deep dive into this stuff. Um, it's just really interesting to see how everything kind of grows and expands. All right, we got an MPSV2 setting up right here. In about 10 seconds until candle close. If the candle gets all blocky, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to be watching for it to close here in about 5 seconds. Three, two, one. Candle's like a little blocky. My entry wasn't super great. I was like, here. Again, I'm taking like minimal risk on these trades, guys. I think my stop might be a little too close. Let me get stopped out on this. Fuck. I got stopped out. It's okay. So I got stopped out on that trade right there. Again, I'm taking a third of a risk on these trades, guys. So with a third of a risk on these trades, I'm only really risking. So I haven't had a full risk loss for this week so far. I've had like, I think, so we had a win on Monday, win on Tuesday, uh, a loss yesterday, and then a loss right now. So I'm basically at break even for the week on this one right here. So I'm basically at break even for the week so far. I'm hoping to get one more trade. I was hoping this one would have been the hit because then I would have just wrapped it up for the week. But I'm looking for this next setup here to, I guess, basically bring me back to break even. This did look like a good setup, though. The only problem is that like this candle here was so big. This is the problem with trading, these news events. The thing is, I have the levels here, but there's no confluences for my sweeps. Like my buy zone is like way down here. So I'm not really looking to take any buys until like price kind of gets a little around this area. And everything else, my sell zones are like way up here right now. So even if I get a sweep right here, I don't even know if I would take this sweep area because it's a little tricky. We were right at news price right now, so it looks like price is breaking, retesting the news, and then possibly coming down lower from here. So I mean, there's no levels around this area at the moment. See if there's anything else here right now. 330, 42, 330. This right here is the value low because we don't have any levels right now, so I got to mark up my own levels. This was the This is 360, the other value low. Volume profile value low. I'm probably not going to adjust my risk until like the market's like more stable because I'm still taking a third of my risk per trade right now. I don't think there's any other news events for today. That was the only news event for today, 7 o'clock. I'm looking for a possible sweep to recoup that small loss right there. I'm also still not trading on all my accounts. I think by Monday I should probably have all of my accounts back running. My trades are still my payout's still under review under my other accounts. So the risk right now is like super minimal. My profits are super minimal, and my risk is super minimal. I think each day I'm only risking like in total across all my accounts like maybe 4 to 8,000, which is super small compared to what I'm used to. I'm used to risking like maybe uh let's see, I think I have my thing here. No, my Trader Sync still hasn't loaded. I don't know if anybody else is having this issue, but I always get stuck on the synchronization page of my Trader Sync for some reason. All right, I'm still looking for price. This is a possible MPSV2 for a buy if anybody's looking to take it. I'm not really looking to take buys here yet. Like I said, I'm mainly looking for sells here. So if this buy does come up, it's fine. I'll look for a possible sweep to follow. So there's a possible MPSV2 here closing for a buy and then a possible sweep from the liquidity up here. There's just no levels there though. So that's what's making it a problem. Yeah, so wouldn't really look to take this here. I'm not in this position, like I said. I'm not really looking for buys here. I'm looking for sells. Unfortunately, this thing ain't gonna come dropping down like it did right there for my entry down here. Um, I'm not in this position, guys. Like I said, I'm looking for sells here mainly. It's a good thing I didn't take this one. because the bias for today is a sell. Yeah, so anyways, here are my stats for the week. I haven't updated it with today's trade yet, but it looks like I might be slightly in the red for this week, which is fine. But you can see my risk, my profits are like a lot smaller, because I'm only trading like maybe less than half my accounts right now. So right here, I lost about, or I made 8,000 on Monday, lost 7,000 on Tuesday, made 3,500 on a Wednesday because I pulled out early on that trade. This is the one where price was kind of running for like 25 minutes, and then nothing yesterday, and then the loss for today. So I might be slightly in the red, but my profits are not really that big. My profits and losses aren't really that big. It's um it's super minimal because I'm only trading a certain amount of accounts. So I'll be looking to get in on the next one here if we do get an NPS V2. No sweep here yet, but I'll be looking for possible NPS V2 there. All right, we have a possible NPS V2 setting up right here. We have a sell signal, possible retracement on that green candle right there. All right, so this is a possible NPS V2 setting up right here, guys. The candle has to close below this area right here in order for it to be NPS V2. It's not there yet. All right, looks like the volatility here is starting to die down a bit, guys. 7:23 right now. Like I said before, once you hit 7 o'clock, the volatility tends to die down a little bit. I think what I might have to do is I might have to start really looking for entries before 7 o'clock. Anything after seven, the volatility just gets really flat, and there's not that many entries that end up coming up after 7 o'clock. Or if there are entries, they end up not being good entries. Like for example, these over here were not great entries. There's no sweeps here yet either. So, I mean, there's a possible sweep that could have been identified with from, this right here off the pivot, but there's no sweeps off like key levels or liquidity or anything like that. Let me mark up the new levels here. There's a couple new levels right there. See, the thing is we have a lot of liquidity here, but there's no confluence. 345 still there. So this is going to be moved down a little bit, actually. No, 345 is still there. 345 is right there, and then we have 330 right there. 315 actually. So these are just getting moved down a little lower. 345 and 315. Okay. All right, we're not really getting too much movement here. It looks like we might get some consolidation. Our sell zones over here are pretty far off, and our buy zones are pretty far off down here too. Price is kind of just ranging, consolidating within this middle area. I was expecting a little more volatility after, all of the stuff going on in Iran, but the market's just kind of flat right now. There's nothing really going on. Let's check CNBC real quick. We're not really getting too much here at all. This could be a possible sweep right here off of the value low market profile. Possible sweep, but not really a super setup right there. All right, we have a possible MPS V2 now setting up here for a sell. So it looks like the sweep might have played through here for 20 points, not the full 30. The sweep would have played out right there for 20. Um, Possible MPS V2 back down right here, but we're stuck in this range. So as you guys can see over here, there's not really too much going on. A lot of just back and forth right here. Straight range is happening right here. Price is breaking below the area, but still a range right there at the moment. Not really any breaking news here right now. So Israeli military just announced we continue to attack targets in Iranian territory. So they just announced that at 7:19, so about 10 minutes ago. Israel said they're going to keep attacking Iran. All right, price is dropping down a little more. All right, we got the retracement right here. We got a sell signal, possible green candle. If the green candle closes, possible MPSV2 could be setting up. All right, green candle right here is about to close, looks like. We got about 30 seconds left on it. Yeah, it's just a slow Monday. I mean, not Monday, slow. I said Monday, Friday. It's a slow Friday today, guys. Market's not actually slow. There just isn't really much movement. But yeah, basically. So we have a possible green candle here closing. We got about a few seconds left on it. It looks like it might not close green, and it did not close green. So there's no retracement there. MPSV2 still setting up. We have a sell signal, no green candle. Once the green candle closes, we can look for a possible red candle to follow. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing here to take right now. Still waiting for this here to provide opportunity. Let me check my see. We're still kind of far from this area. So like basically, if price gets down to 42,199, price may continue dropping. We have a possible, yeah. So if price gets below this area, it's probably gonna keep dropping further from there. Balance might happen from here. So what I'm looking for here is if price does get below this area here, look for it to bounce off here and come back up, maybe come right back down. Something like that. All right, we have a possible MPSV2 setting up right here. See, the thing is, I don't like the volatility here. It's kind of flat. I don't like how these candles are just kind of, again, we need a red candle here. It's got to for sure close red. Candle's green right now. I don't like the price action here, how these candles are like, they start red, then they come up to look green, and they end up pushing back down red. Like this would be considered blocky for me. And no close there. So no MPS V2 there yet. Again, if we want MPS V2, the candle has to close red without a buy signal. But we're just getting the chop right here right now. I don't think I have any other specific zones here for the most part. All right, we have another buy signal here pending, guys. Sell MPS V2 never came up. Pending buy signal coming up right now. All right, still no entry there for MPSV2. I mean, this could still set up. It looks like it possibly is setting up, but so technically this is the MPSV2 right here, guys. The candle closed at the last second red. I mean, this would have closed too close for me. Too close to comfort there for me if I was to take that trade. So if you guys are in it, I'm following it for you guys here. The candle like barely closed red. Personally, I thought I was going to close green. We'll follow it here. Still looking for, I mean, I'm looking for some sort of entries here for me to take. I was looking for a possible sweep at some point, but no sweeps here at the moment. All right. So we'll see how this MPS V2, probably want to go for 20 on this. Looks like the 20 is going to get hit. A full TP for the 20 right there for the MPS V2. If anybody caught that, nice work. I mean, I was looking for it and I was waiting for it, but this candle looked like it was going to close green, so I wasn't even expecting this to come down like that. Looks like the 30 might have gotten hit, or it's about to. Yeah. So full hit right there on the MPS V2. And now, possible sweep. All right, so MPS V2 right there. So here are the entries that have come up today so far, guys. A lot of choppy entries. I mean, this whole week's been kind of choppy in general. You guys can see here, MPS V2, sweep, MPS V2, sweep, 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 MPS V2, MPS V2, MPS V2, MPS V2, sweep, and then MPS V2 right here. I still think the patterns here are something to follow, of course. Um, because when the patterns do come up, they tend to follow through. There's nothing near any of my levels right now. So I got all levels marked up here. We have the value lows around this area. Yeah, the value lows have not changed. They're still in that same area right here. Yeah, Christian said I was about to get in, but it closed red at the last second. Yeah, I mean, I was looking for the same thing, Christian. That candle there was just, it didn't end up closing the way that we were looking for him. I thought it was going to close green, so I was waiting for the red candle to come up, but that one just ended up closing red like super last second. All right, we got price pushing up pretty strong right here. All right, so we got price pushing up higher. It's pretty much filling this whole range that I drew up earlier. So earlier I drew up a range where price was where price was sitting earlier, which is between this area up here. Price is pretty much coming back up to fill the range. So I drew this little range here earlier. Price is pretty much just respecting the range here. I don't see any sweeps here right now. If we do get a sweep, it might happen at this upper level. Only problem here is that there's a lot of levels up here. So there could be a sweep right there. There could be a sweep right there. There could be a sweep right there, a sweep right there. It's just a little bit of a mess. It's a little bit of a mess with regard to, I mean, direction of price. The Yeah, there's just not really much here to work with. Yeah, Sam said MPSV2, 3 wins, 2 losses today. We'll take one more trade and that's it. Yeah, I'm looking to take maybe one more trade here too. If I can find one, that's good, but it's just not really looking like it. There's a possible MPSV2 that's setting up right here for a buy. We had a buy signal, retracement. If this candle closes green, possible MPSV2. The thing that you might want to be careful for, guys, if you guys are looking to take this entry, is the fact that price is currently at the resistance. So it's currently at the resistance right now. The candle might not even close green. Looks like this might be the sweep actually. Off news price, it's rejecting off that pink line right there. So this could be a possible sweep. Yeah, sweep for 20 points right there. So sweep off the news price right there. Okay, so if we have a sweep right there, I'll be looking for a possible MPSV2 back down. All right, so sweep right there. All right, here goes the sweep to the downside right there. Sweep off the news price. I think next week I might half my, or no, I don't know. I'll probably leave my risk where it's at the third if right now until we get like better idea of like how the market's going to be moving. I'll be doing my weekly analysis on Sunday. So guys, just as up, if you guys want to know what's going on for the week, Sunday evening I'll be doing a weekly analysis. I'll be posting up my PDF, so if you guys want to look at that, it'll have all the data on there. And then Monday morning, I'll have the daily PDF up as well. I'm gonna try to do this every week so I have an idea of like what to look for, what to focus on. All All right, we have a possible MPSV2 here to set up soon. All right, we're looking for that retracement candle. We have a sell signal right here. We're looking for the retracement. After that retracement, we'll look for the continuation back down, and that'll be a possible MPSV2 setup for a sell. Volatility starting to pick up again right here a little bit, but it is respecting this range. So we have the resistance up here, support down here. Price is kind of just going back and forth within this area. All right, we have the retracement candle right here. Possible retracement candle right here, and then possible MPSV2 on the next candle. It's a fall off. It closes red. All right, so if you get a red candle here, possible MPSV2 setting up, guys. No red candle, no entry. Rejection right there off the value low as well. So possibly a break and retest right here off that. Yeah, Sam said hates selling here. It's going to be a tricky sell. If you guys want to take it, feel free. Let me see. I know it's kind of a tricky area for me too. I think I'm gonna hold off on it. I'll follow it right here. I mean, these candles, I don't like how they're blocky like this. So we have about 8 seconds left on this candle right here. I'm gonna hold off on it first. I'll see if I get a sweep after. So here goes the MPSV2 currently running. Not in this position right here. I didn't like how it was at the support level at this point. I was worried that it might, full on reverse on me if I got down to that point there. So I'll follow up for you guys here. Not in this MPSV2. It just wasn't in a good area because the sweep would have like pretty much totally screwed up my position. And this will probably hit at least for 20 points, maybe. Yeah, it looks like 20 already got hit right there. Looks like the full 30 is going to get hit too, maybe. Yep, full 30 right there. Of course, the one I decide not to take goes right through. Almost at the full 30. I'm actually kind of glad I wasn't in this position. The 20 points hit, but the 30 points didn't hit. I think this would have stressed me out if I was holding on to it for the full 30 there. All right, guys, 750 right now. All right, so the 20 points here got hit, the full 30 didn't. I mean, I probably would have gone for the 20 anyways because of the volatility and because of the support level right here. So this is what I was worried about. This is why I decided not to take the trade, was that price was going to bounce off the support level. I mean, we're currently in a ranging market right now, so it's kind of tough to take a lot of these entries. Specifically the MPS V2s, because the MPS V2s keep getting caught in, this range here. Like my entry from earlier right here, I mean, there's a tighter range that was actually up. So my entry was right there. It was in a tighter range right here, actually. And price is going sideways. It's just the market we're currently in right now. We're in a summer market, a lot of ranging, a lot of consolidating. For me personally, I'd prefer to take sweeps versus MPS V2s. There just hasn't really been very many sweeps here. No levels around this area, so nothing for me to take. Um, but yeah, I mean, this might be about it for the day, guys. This week, I think I'm closing this week at break even. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's low risk anyway. So, like, you guys saw my stats over here. I'm not really taking a lot of trades. This week was more of a chill week for me because I was only trading less than half of my accounts. And then also, I was not having, but I was cutting my risk by a third. So it allowed me to take 3 trades per week. It's a lot of back and forth this week. Had a couple wins, couple losses, couple wins, and then a loss today, of course. But, it's just part of the game. So. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat right now. It's 7:53 right now. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. Just another reminder, guys, I'm going to be posting up these weekly and monthly analysis pretty much every month, every week, and every day. So if you guys want to see the weekly analysis, I will be posting it on Sunday. So on Sunday, I'll be posting analysis kind of similar to this right here, with all of these levels. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up these levels on my chart, like all of the levels from the month to the day to the week. So we have an idea of like what to look out for, because these kind of did line up with each other a little bit. Not super, but they did kind of line up with each other to an extent. There's probably more levels here that I could have marked up that could have been useful for us, but yeah, I mean, we'll mark these up and then we'll have our charts over here because I just don't have any confluences here, right? When I was looking for entries today, I just didn't really have very many confluences on the chart. Um, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the monthly. I'll mark up the levels here on the month first, and then after I mark up the levels on the month, I'll go down to the weekly, and then from the weekly, I'll go down to the daily, just so we have a better idea. Because I'm looking over here at the support levels or the ranges, actually, I guess. The ranges kind of line up a little bit. 42 to 160. Oh, here's like 42 to 100. So they're close enough, but they're not super spot on. But it's good to have more levels on the chart versus less. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the week. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, if you guys are not part of the Discord, you can go down to the description below, and it'll have a link to the Discord and the website. Again, if you guys want to learn the strategies are completely free. If you want to learn strategies, go to the website. It's kodikaitrades.com. Click on free access right here. This will give you access to the course. This is what the course looks like. You don't have to pay for any of this stuff. I mean, pretty much all of the strategies and all the videos are completely free. The things that you would need to pay for if you would like would be the indicators if you want to use my specific tools, and the live sessions, of course, on the Zoom. Other than that, everything else here is pretty much free. And then I'm also gonna be posting the monthly, weekly, and daily analysis on the Discord. We have an MPS V2 setting up right here for a buy, guys. We have a buy signal. There's no retracement candle, but what you're looking for at this point is possible retracement and continuation back up higher. If the retracement does happen, which hasn't happened yet. But I think I'm done for the week, guys. I'm going to take this week as a break even or slightly loss, like a very small loss, nothing too crazy. And I'll come back next week fresh. Hopefully next week will be a lot better. I was hoping this month of June would be a lot more smoother, but looking at the calendar so far, it's been pretty choppy for the most part. Last week I had two break-even days. I had a win on Monday, loss on Tuesday, win on Wednesday, loss today. So basically break even for this week, if not a small red week from that trade that we took earlier. But all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here on Sunday for the weekly outlook for the week, and then Monday morning for market open. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you guys then.